Hello everyone, welcome to my Java programming course. Today, we will talk about classes, constructors, methods, and objects. So, let's get started. A class in Java is a blueprint for creating objects. It defines the properties, fields, and behaviors, methods, that the objects created from the class can have. A class can be considered a template that specifies the data and the code that will operate on the data. In other words, it is a kind of construct that contains all the necessary properties so that later an object of this class can be created and we can use the data contained in the class. Let's create a text field in the class that will be empty. Constructors in Java are special methods that are called when an object of a class is instantiated. They are used to initialize the object's fields with specific values at the time of creation. A constructor has the same name as the class and does not have a return type. If no constructor is explicitly defined, Java provides a default constructor with no parameters. There can be several constructors in Java, but they must have a different number of parameters. A constructor can be either with parameters or without. Right now, we have created a constructor without parameters. Let's create another variable age to add more information about the object. Now we need to use the keyword this. When we don't want all the data of the first object to be changed to the data of the new second object upon its creation, we need to use this keyword. Otherwise, we can choose not to use it. It depends on the necessity. Here, we have created a constructor without parameters in which we assigned empty values to our class fields. Now let's create a constructor with parameters and assign values to our class fields based on the values provided when calling the constructor to create an object. Now we have two constructors through which we can set data in the class fields when creating objects. Let's create objects of the Lesson 4 class using the two constructors for the two objects. To create an object, we need to write the class name, then the object name, followed by the keyword new and finally the constructor name. Here, when using the constructor with parameters, I provide a text name and then an integer, as the order of these variables is specified where the constructor was created earlier. Let's create a method to neatly display information about the objects, so we don't have to write the same code multiple times. Methods should be created to achieve several goals. First, to make the code look clean. Second, to avoid writing the same code multiple times. And third, for the method to perform only one specific action. For example, the method we are creating now will only display data. Now, to call this method, you need to use the created object and access the method through the dot operator. This way, you can call the same method for other objects as well. As we can see, the information about the two objects is displayed. For the first object, the constructor with empty data was used, while for the second object, the constructor with data provided during the object's creation was used. Let's create another object using this second constructor. Now, the output includes information about the newly created object. So, we need to perform all these steps if we want to create many objects with different data, such as employees. In this case, we can create an employee class, add the necessary fields, constructors, and methods to record and display information about employees. That's all for today. Thank you for your attention, and see you in the next lessons.